This world sucks and there's nothing to be happy about. Perception is everything at the end of the day. But happiness isn't really a choice like some people might tell you. I'm sure you've probably heard this before where someone says, hey, I understand you're depressed. Just get out of bed and still go do the things that you need to do. But at the same time, did you feel like that was something that you could go out there and achieve? You knew you maybe needed to do certain things differently to change how you felt, but you didn't necessarily have that internal feeling to where you felt like you could. So feelings aren't necessarily a choice because let's face it, if they were, would you personally want to experience depression, anxiety, stress, any of those uncomfortable feelings that you may have encountered before? I know I wouldn't, and I'm sure you wouldn't as well. How we feel is hardwired into our nervous system. It's not easy to change that. Again, there's probably a lot of things that you personally have tried before to change the way that you feel. You may have done deep breath exercises. You may have done some yoga. Possibly you did some kind of intervention therapy. Maybe seeing a psychologist, talking about your issue, trying to get down to the real reason that you're going through these feelings. And I'm sure on some level, just having somebody listen to you was beneficial. But let's face it, if therapy in general was very good at what it does, there wouldn't be people still going for the same issues that they've had for 5, 10, 12 years. If anything, it just makes you more aware that you have triggers and stress points and things in your life that you're not really happy with, yet still it doesn't shift the baseline of how you feel internally. So, how long can you stay sober if you feel life sucks and there's nothing to be happy about at the end of the day? Because it's going to be more of this yo-yoing type thing. It's like, okay, you're sober, but then if you feel like life sucks, why the heck would you want to be sober in the first place? If you don't feel like there's any reason to be happy, even though you probably understand that there's certain things that you should be doing differently, why would you want to be sober? Because at least when you're not sober, you can kind of change your internal state a little bit more than maybe what you're used to when you're sober. It's like, hey, try not to be stressed. Try not to have anxiety. Try not to feel like life sucks. Try not to feel like there's nothing to be happy about. And if that was that simple, obviously you wouldn't be in this position in the first place. This wouldn't be even a subject matter that I could talk on because no one would really struggle with it. As soon as they maybe encountered something like this, they would simply move on. But really what happens and why people often relapse and continue to go back to marijuana even though they've technically quit is really just because they still have something that's underneath this addiction, and it's really something that's more deeper than what they're consciously aware of, because it's our subconscious that's trying to save us from something in our life. So anxiety serves a purpose. Depression serves a purpose. These are things that our nervous system will kick on to help us survive something that seems out of the ordinary or seems like something that we may not be able to tackle. And again, it's really hard to pinpoint what those things are because there is the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So if you continue doing what you've been doing, you may find some kind of band-aid solution like deep breathing, yoga, listening to music, going to talk therapy. But until you actually deal with the root cause, this is always going to be a battle that you go back and forth with. It's something that you're going to still struggle with. So if this is something that you would like to change, you can reach me via my Calendly link or just message me personally. Take care.